صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله وعلى أهل بيتك المظلومين. صلى الله عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت بقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين louder وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. صلوات.
Inshallah, this year will be the year of the reappearance of our beloved Imam Mahdi Ajjalallah Ta'ala Farajo Sharif with the blessing of another loud salawat. Inshallah, all of us gathering tonight will be amongst his companions and his sincere soldiers with the blessing of another loud salawat. It's been 5 nights that we are talking about the characteristic of a Mahdawi individual. In order for us to get to Mahdawi family and then Mahdawi community, we have to have each member of the community, each member of the family to be on the same page, to have the same characteristic, and that will be a Mahdawi characteristic. We remind ourselves, we talked about 4 or 5 different characteristics from first night until last night, and then we add 2 more inshallah, so we can get done with the family and individual, Mahdawi individual to a family, Mahdawi family. Number 1, we mentioned a very important concept. A Mahdawi individual will always examine his life. That's number 1. Always. من لا يحاسب نفسه في كل يوم ليس منا. As a hadith of Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. The one who does not calculate his deed, the one that doesn't examine his deed and his nafs on a daily basis, he's not from us. So if I consider myself the lovers of Ali ibn Abi Talib, if I consider myself the followers of Ali ibn Abi Talib, he says, I want you to examine your life every day. What have I got? What have I lost? Every day that needs to be done. I thought, and I used to always promote every night to have those calculations to be done. But when I went to Najaf and I met my mentor, he said it has not been mentioned within the hadith every night. No, every minute. Hasn't specified that, okay, every night. Every minute I have to be very curious of my own deeds. Am I losing something or am I gaining something? With this deed, with this act, with this akhlaq of mine, am I getting closer to Ahlul-Bait alayhum salam? Am I, as we said, there are 2 paths, path of Ahlul-Bait alayhum salam, and those are the enemies of Ahlul-Bait. I'm about to say something. Will it satisfy Ahlul-Bait or not? Or will it satisfy the enemies of Ahlul-Bait? So number 1 characteristic of Mahdawi individual who examines himself every day. Number 2, a Mahdawi individual will always keep in mind that no matter what age I reach, no matter what is the level of spirituality I'm in, there's always room for improvement. And I can slip with one sin. One sin can bring me down the same way that it did to shaitan. One arrogant, one sin, one takabbur. Same thing for Zubair, which we mentioned in the previous night. That's the second characteristic of a Mahdawi individual. Third, as a reminder, we always have to remind ourselves that Imam Mahdi Ajalallah Ta'ala Farajuh Sharif is observing us. Even though we cannot see him physically, we think he is ghaib, but he is not absent. He is present, but we cannot see him. Due to our sins that we have committed, there is a barrier between us and Imam Mahdi for us to know him as this person is Imam Mahdi. Many times when we drive in the streets, there's no police officer, but they write a sign. This route's been supervised by a camera. The police is not there, but will we go fast? Inshallah, nobody will say yes. Inshallah, everybody is abiding by the law and going with the speed limit. The police is not there, but we know the law is there and there is somebody who's watching us. It makes us very, very curious and makes us very, very anxious of our driving. Has it been for the older generation that sometimes you're driving and you see a police officer next to you? You're driving the speed limits. For us, the highway speed limits in US is 55 miles per hour. But as soon as police comes near you, every second you double check the speedometer. Am I going 55 or is 56? Make sure I go 55. Again, you double check. You look at the mirrors. You make sure the signal lights always on and off, right and left, because there is a police officer next to you. Even though you know you're going, the cruise is on 55, you double check. Maybe the cruise doesn't work. I make sure I'm going 55, not more, not less. But there is a difference between police officer and a'imma. Police officer is always looking to find you guilty and to find you. Ahlul-Bait alayhimus salam, they're like father to us. As soon as we're about to fall, they're going to hold our hands for us not to fall. But if we give them our hands. If you are drowning, if I'm drowning and I'm standing like this in the water, anybody who comes, okay, here's a stick, here's my hand, take it. No, help me, help me. Okay, give me your hand so I can help you. They say a sheikh fell into a well. Everybody came and they said, Sheikh, give us your hand. He wouldn't give him the hand. Sheikh, give us your hand so we can help you from the well. He wouldn't give his hand. A person came, he's like, I know the sheikhs. Sheikh will not give. He told him, Sheikh, take my hand. He took his hand. Said, Sheikh always take, they don't give something in return. Let's have a loud salawat. So we have to raise our hands so Ahlul-Bait and Imam al-Zaman can take our hands for us not to fall. That needs always, third characteristic, always reminding ourselves that Imam is observing us. One thing you can do, you can write, Ya Sahib al-Zaman, go find a picture about Ya Sahib al-Zaman, take a picture and put it in the background of your phone. As soon as you open it, you see some people, unfortunately, they have pictures that it should not be. Put a picture of something with the name of Ya Sahib al-Zaman, something that reminds you of Imam al-Zaman, that is always, he is watching me. Fourth characteristic of a Mahdawi individual is he always reads at least an hour a day, at least, minimum. Reads, and we gave the name of a book, Mikyal al-Makarim, there's Ghaybat al-Nu'mani, and there are many other books. If you want, I can prepare a list and I give you the books that you have to read. But inshallah, if you read that Mikyal al-Makarim from now until next year, inshallah, we'll go to the next book. That's the fourth characteristic of a Mahdawi individual. Fifth, which we're going to talk about tonight, very important. Very, very important concept. That whatever we said until now, If a Mahdawi individual doesn't have this characteristic, me talking here from now until tomorrow morning, it will not have an effect. Being open-minded and being flexible. Am I a flexible person or not? Within the Pakistani community, there is this well-known concept, which there is no verse of Quran supporting it, and there is no hadith of Imam supporting it, that a Sayyida girl, Alwiya, must marry a Sayyid man. I don't know where the people bring this kind of concept. Sisters call me, brothers call me, different places, every state and provinces that I have been requested, brother, please talk about this. Our father, he says that since you are Alwiya, you have to marry Sayyid. And the boy calls me, he's like, that I'm trying to marry a girl. They say, you're not Sayyid, you're not going to be married. That father is not flexible of understanding a new concept. That Habibi, it's not in Quran, it's not in Hadith, has nothing to do with the religion of Islam. This is culture, not Islam. You go to Lebanese family, they have things within their own that Allahu Akbar. Khoja family, Allahu Akbar. Iranian family, Allahu Akbar. Iraqi family, Allahu Akbar. Has nothing to do. And everybody, as we said one of the night, they have ta'assub towards, no, this is it, my way or highway. How can we expect this person to change personality, to change akhlaq, to learn something, if he has closed his mind that this is the truth that I believe in? Do you have any reason behind it? No. Any verse of Quran supports your argument? No. Any hadith? No. Any fatwa from the marja'? No. Where did you come from? Where did you bring this ideology? Astaghfirullah. If I marry my daughter to a non-Sayyid, you know what will happen to my family? An Iranian guy comes to me in my state. He's like, Sheikh, it's time for me to get married, age 18. The best time to get married, 18, 19, the best age. I know family. I called him. I say, your daughter is also ready for marriage. This is a good person. I know the guy. He's very religious. He's very good. Akhlaq, deen, these two things that are most important. He's like, no, within our tradition, within our culture, ibn al-am li-ukht al-am. Cousins. Their marriage has been written in the sky, so definitely cousin. Will she accept marrying her cousin? Well, it's not her choice. The father say, we're going to go back to Iraq. Whatever I say, she has to marry. Where did we get these things? Person being closed-minded and flexible. Let me examine my life. Am I a flexible person in understanding, in comprehending, in learning a new akhlaq, a new fiqh, new hukm of shara'? A sister has made her decision about hijab. This is my belief. All the sheikhs are talking for themselves. May Allah bless you. Quran is talking to itself. May Allah bless you too. And Ahlul-Bait, the same thing. Fatima Zahra was the daughter of Rasulullah. She had to observe hijab. And that was 1400 years ago. She didn't live in Canada. She didn't go to school. So she is not a role model for me. That's 1400 years ago within Arabian Peninsula. That was the culture of them wearing clothes. Today, we are in the 21st century. Modernity. Brother, become modern a little bit. This person, if I am closed-minded, no matter if Sheikh talks from now until the morning, it's not going to have effect. How many of you guys have heard about the miracle of Rasulullah splitting the moon? Rasulullah came to a group of people. He said, you pick the miracle that you want me to do for you. Whatever miracle I do, you think I already planned it ahead. You tell me what you want to do and I'll do it for you. You tell me. They say, how about split the moon? If I split the moon, you will believe in me that I am the prophet and there is one Allah, to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rasulullah doesn't need people to believe in him. He cares for people. We believe in him or we don't believe in him, he's Rasulullah. People pledged allegiance with Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. After Rasulullah's shahada, they left Ali ibn Abi Talib. Ali ibn Abi Talib still will be an imam. Doesn't matter. People accepting him or not accepting him, Ali ibn Abi Talib is an imam. It's Khalifatullah. Khalifatullah won't change by people's acceptance or not. They say, of course, you split the moon. We accept it. Being open-minded. He said, okay, let's go. Which mountain you want to go? You pick the mountain also. Because if I pick the mountain, you will say, well, he did something on top of that mountain and he did a magic. They said, this mountain. Okay, let's go on top of this mountain. They go up, up, up in the mountain. Rasulullah said, okay, right now you're here. If I split the moon, you guys will believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You will become Muslims. You will become the followers of Allah. Of course. Rasulullah raises his hand. He does dua. The full moon splits in half. Half on one side of the mountain, the other half on the other side of the mountain. Do you see it? Wow. The moon splits. Okay, can you bring the moon back? Because sometimes magicians, they do something, but they cannot bring it back. Rasulullah raises his hand. Oh Allah, he does dua. The moon comes back. Did you see what I did? Did you see the miracle that you asked and the place that you picked? Yes. Coming down, shaitan plays with their mind. MashaAllah, what a magician he is. None of them became a believer. Closed-minded. They see the sign. They see the moon splits. But if my mind is closed and I'm not opening myself to new ideas, maybe things that I don't know, whatever we have learned, a brother comes to me and he's like, I want to start praying at age 24. May Allah bless you. Let's go do wudu. He washes his hands and then he washes right arm, left arm, and then face, and then wipe his feet. I said, brother, sorry. Start from the beginning. Starts from the face. He's like, this is the way I've been taught. This is the way I've been learned. And when I went and I saw the father does the same thing. So, can I go to the father and tell him, well, you're doing it wrong? Me being young sheikh and him being at 55, age of my grandfather. If I don't get a slap on the face, I have to be very, very happy. At any given age that we are, we have to be open-minded. This is what I thought was the truth. Okay, go research, read the 4 characteristics, reading and reading and reading until you come to conclusion that what I do, it's right. And I have to believe that I need to change. I see myself complete. I do my salah correct, my wudu is correct, my akhlaq here and there, I do a little bit of Quran here and there. Alhamdulillah, I'm a good Muslim. If I look at Islam, if I look at these majalis, if I look at the hadith of Ahlul-Bait with that perspective, I'm not going to learn from the hadith of Ahlul-Bait. I'll read the Quran, but like a DVD player. If you record Quran on a DVD player, you play that DVD 100 times, nothing will happen to that DVD. The DVD will be the same DVD as it was blank. No. Every time that I read Quran, action plan. As Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam states that a believer should read at least 50 verses of Quran a day. That's a minimum. By our Imam that we call ourselves Ja'fari, following the Ja'far ibn Muhammad and al-Sadiq alayhi salam. Let's have salawat by their names. At least 50 verses a day. Let's do, when we read that in Arabic, even those who read Arabic, sometimes they don't understand the Arabic, the word of Quran. Read the translation. One verse. You read 50 verses in Arabic, then take one verse a day. Read the translation in English. And if you know Arabic, if you know Farsi, if you know Urdu, there are many tafasir online. Go and read. It shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes. Reading one verse, translation, and the interpretation of Quran. The Quran that is yours and it is mine. That unfortunately for some people, Quran is on the shelf until Ramadan. Ramadan comes every day, one chapter. End of Ramadan, alhamdulillah, Allah blessed us with Quran on the chapter until next Ramadan. So I have to believe that I need to change. Why? Because I have something within me that I have to change it. When I examine my life, I see I have some kind of some level of bigotry in me. Jealousy, anger, bad temper, bad mouthing, and so on, arrogant. When I walk in here, I'm Sheikh, everybody must respect. Well, that's takabbur. I have to sit and people kiss my hand. That's takabbur. I'm arrogant. I have bigotry in me. I have jealousy. If I see someone has something which I don't have, I hope that they don't have it anymore. Something happens to them. That is jealousy. And jealousy was amongst the first sin that was committed by human being from Qabil toward Habil. Jealousy. No, I'm not jealous. Well, I have to examine my life. When I examine my life and I find these sins, these diseases, that they are worse than any disease that comes to your mind. Name one. A disease that doesn't have a cure until now. Whatever it is. There are some diseases that until now, with the technology and science, they have not found a cure for it. Jealousy, bigotry, arrogant, takabbur, bad temper, it's worse than those sins. Why? Because those sins only kill you in this dunya. But jealousy, bad temper, arrogant kills you in this dunya and in akhirah. But I have to believe in it that I need to change. When I examine, I find what needs to be replaced. Christmas is coming, end of the year, and it's a shopping time. And mashallah, the sisters become very, very, very picky. Well, I think the couch needs to be changed. Why? Because it has some dirt on it, maybe it's a little bit ruined, and some people have a new couch, we need a new couch. Because of them also, they come to our house for visiting, we need a new couch. Okay. When you go and buy a new couch, before what you need to do, you have to remove the old couch out, trash it, make space for the new couch to come in. If you don't take the old couch out, can you bring a new couch in? You can't. I examine my akhlaq. First characteristic. I examine my akhlaq. These are the elements that I need to take. For some of us, jealousy is more. For someone, jealousy is less. But arrogant is more. Each one of us differently. For some of us, obeying shaitan, it's number one. You've heard beautiful, famous story of Sheikh Murtada al-Ansari. A beautiful story. A beautiful story. No matter if we say this story every night, still has many lessons for us. There was a sheikh during the time of Ayatollah al-Uzma, Sheikh Murtada al-Ansari. This sheikh saw a dream. He saw shaitan in his dream that he has strings, different sizes of strings, and then a little bit thicker strings, and then gets to ropes. Thicker ropes, thicker, like very, very thick ropes. And then got to chains, small chains, and then to thicker and thicker. And he has a very, very thick chains. He told him, what do you use these for? He said, based on the level of iman, based on the level of spirituality of the people, if I want to bring people toward myself, I see which of these ropes, which one of these strings, which one of these chains I need to use. I put it on their necks and I pull it to myself. For some people, their iman is very, very weak. A string is enough. Why should I spend expensive chain? No, one string around their neck, they come toward me. One sister say, look at you, you don't have to be tight hijab. Who says you have to be tight hijab? Allah ghafurun rahim. Allah will forgive you. One lady talks to her, that's it. The hijab goes back. She makes the decision tonight that tomorrow when she goes to school, she goes to work, she's not going to put makeup because makeup is haram if it's in front of other sex, in front of men. Lady tell her, look at your face to be too plain. Even jinns are scared of you. Do something about that face. One talk, that means one very thin string of shaitan came around your neck and pulled you. Brothers, the same thing. Brothers sitting, younger and older, sitting together. Time of adhan come. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. The brother was sitting in the majlis and he said, hey, I have to do my salah on time. He's about to get up. They told him, come on man, the movie's about to finish. Or let's at least get to the commercials. You do salah. Or the football. Allah has given you time. Allah is merciful. He knew that there are going to be games today and we have to watch. That's why He gave you from 1 o'clock until 7:30 at night. You have 7 hours, no rush. One string of shaitan. Lowering your gaze, one string of shaitan. The Sheikh saw that shaitan has one thick chain that has been cut 3 places. He told him, what happened to that chain? He said, Ayatollah al-Uzma Sheikh Murtada al-Ansari, last night I tried 3 times with the thickest chain that I had in my hand to take him toward myself. 1 time, didn't work. 2nd time, didn't work. 3rd, it didn't work. He broke the chain 3 times. Sheikh was trying to be like, mashallah, I'm a good imam. He said, how about me? Which one of these strings, ropes, chains will you use? He said, why should I spend money on you? I don't use any of them. I just tell you to come and you come. Why should I spend money? These things I have to pay for it. He gets up, he goes to Sheikh Murtada, Ayatollah al-Uzma, Sheikh Murtada al-Ansari. What have you done last night? Nothing. No, you have done something. Think about it. He's like, last night my wife was about to deliver a baby, our son. She got the time, it's the time for her to deliver. I did not have money from my own to go and bring a nurse to help her. He has millions of dinars during his time, khums. Our maraja that we just come sit and talk about the maraja. Oh, I don't think maraja is the right thing to do. Who says maraja sitting in majaf and qawm we have to follow? No, follow your own aql. Follow hadith and Quran. I hope there's nobody who has this kind of ideology in here. Our marajas are God-fearing, pious individuals that they study 30, 35 years. They fight their shaitan on the hourly basis. They reach this place, and then a normal individual comes, and then they start criticizing them. May Allah guide us all. I had khums money, and I had Baytul Mal under my hand. It came to my mind, and my wife is going through pain of delivering a baby. How about I go and I pick some money, qard, not for myself, qard. Tomorrow I will try to recover it. I was about to go and pick. Then I thought to myself, well, I might die until tomorrow. I'm not going to touch it. I came, I hear again my wife screaming. I went again, qard only, loan, I'll put it back tomorrow. Same thing, 2nd time. And 3rd time, I didn't touch it. And my wife delivered the baby, and alhamdulillah, everything passed. I did not touch that money as a qard because that is Baytullah and Baytul Mal al-Muslimin. I didn't touch it. So let me see how much shaitan, which one of these strings, ropes, or chains he uses with me. With my akhlaq, respect toward parents, wife and husband's relationship, at work, in the car alone, in the house alone. I'm about to go to school with my hijab, either hijab physically for the sisters or harder hijab for us brothers on our eyes. Which one of these? It's my weakness, and shaitan is attacking me from that weak point. Majority of us here probably have fell in love, the older generation, with our spouse. And it's very good. It's good to fall in love. But let's tonight fall in love with Imam Mahdi Ajlallah Ta'ala Farajuh Sharif. Why can't we fall in love with him? Why fall in love with him? Let me give you a scenario. A boy falls in love with a girl. He doesn't like certain foods. For example, he doesn't like meat, whatever it is. When he falls in love and they do aqd, halal, he takes her to a restaurant And she said, okay, right now, my love, can we share a dish? Sure. First day, we're doing halal. Get a dish. My love, what do you want to order? Let's order a dish of meat. And this guy hates meat. But this guy, because of the beloved, he will love what the beloved loves. You love meat? Oh, I love meat too. I cannot wait eating meat. Why? Because he fell in love with that lady, her spouse, halal, nothing wrong with it. Because of her love, his beloved, he will do whatever it takes. I don't like the color purple, for example. She goes and she buys me a gift on our anniversary, a purple, dark purple shirt. She comes, honey, I bought you a purple shirt. Wow. What a beautiful gift you brought for me. Why? Because it's from the beloved. Doesn't matter. Anything comes to me from the beloved, I'll take it. And I will do everything for the beloved. Companions of Imam Hussein alayhi salam reached that level. Imam Hussein. When the enemy would have struck them with the sword, they would go toward the sword. Oh Imam, if they kill us, and if they burn us, and they throw our ash in the sky, we come back alive, we will sacrifice ourselves one more time for you. If this happened 1,000 times, we come back and we feel the sword and striking and the blood, we will come back because we fell in love with you. If we fall in love with Imam Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman, we do whatever he wants. Life doesn't matter to me anymore. What do you love? He becomes the beloved. I will change whole personality, whole family. Only thing that I see is the beloved, nothing else. Everywhere I go, I see Imam Mahdi. Everywhere I go, Imam Mahdi is in my mind. Everywhere I go, I sleep Imam Mahdi. I wake up Imam Mahdi. I eat Imam Mahdi. I cry for Imam Hussein, but remember Imam Mahdi. Everywhere, Imam Mahdi, the beloved, is there. Don't we get to this kind of relationship we have with the opposite gender when we get asked? That's the only thing we think. We don't see anything negative from that person anymore. Everything is about the beloved. We're sitting and we're just thinking. The newlywed couple, for parents can observe them. He's thinking, he's eating. Where are you? Oh, I was here. No, you were not here. You were thinking of the beloved. But we have not fallen in love with the beloved. That becomes the action plan. How can I fall in love with the beloved? The more I read, the more I communicate with him, and the more he shows me sign. He has shown me sign many times. Many times. He has shown signs to me. Let me find these signs. How can I get connected to Imam Mahdi? If it's by helping someone, let me help so I can get connected to him. Whatever that I need to do. And here my kids, my family, my wife, they really walked on my nerve for me to become angry. My beloved doesn't want me to become angry. I'm not going to become angry. I'm about to get up for Salat al-Subh, but I slept late. My beloved loves for me to wake up in the morning early and do Salat al-Subh. My beloved wants me to do this. My beloved wants to do. And the more we think of it, again, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا. Those who strive, I strive to figure out what the beloved wants from me. So that's 6 or 7 characteristics of a Mahdawi individual we talked. Right now, let's transfer to family. From now, for next couple of nights, a Mahdawi family. Individual, examine. Never thinks of himself that he is very high. Always remind himself that Imam Zaman is watching him. Always read about Imam Zaman. He's going to do his best to satisfy the Imam. Fall in love with the Imam. And be flexible. That will be a mother. that will be a father, that will be son. All of the people were sitting here together as an individual characteristic. Right now, let's get together as a family. After for 2, 3 nights or 4 nights, we talk about the characteristic of a Mahdawi family. Inshallah, we have made decisions and we have taken first steps toward becoming family, individual and family, and Mahdawi family and Mahdawi individual. We can come together throughout the end of 13 nights. How can we establish a Mahdawi community? So that's when we can say, oh Imam Hussein, you brought us here, we showed you appreciation. How? By helping your grandson. Because Imam Hussein, Rasulullah, Fatima al-Zahra, Ali ibn Abi Talib, all of the Imams, they are praying for the reappearance of the Imam Mahdi. All of them. This is one of their wishes, for the Imam to reappear. Start with the father. In Surah Al-Tahrim, chapter 66, verse 6. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا. Allah is talking to us. He's not saying يا أيها الناس. No. He's not saying يا أيها المسلمون. No. He's saying يا أيها الذين آمنوا. قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا. All you who have believed, as parents, as the guardians of the household, save yourselves and your families from a fire. As a responsibility of the parents. It's not only to bring kids to this earth, mashallah, we have a couple of kids, alhamdulillah. No, Allah is putting responsibility on our shoulder. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. Protect yourselves and your family from fire. Have we tried as a parents? I as a father, have I done? Or my main concern is for me to go to work 8 hours or 10 hours. Shaykhana, I'm doing whatever it takes. 10 hours of work, I'm working 24/7 for the kids. Financial aspect and the materialistic aspect of your kids' life is one aspect that you have to cover as your duty. Spiritual life is another aspect of their life. Imam Hassan alayhi salam says, عَجِبْتُ لِمَنْ يَتَفَكَّرُ فِي مَأْكُولِهِ وَلَا يَتَفَكَّرُ فِي مَعْقُولِهِ. I'm really, really surprised for the people who always think about what should we eat. Well, this has this much calories. Well, this has this much sugar. No, this much has this cholesterol. Oh, this is not organic. They think and think and think about what they eat, but they don't think about, and they don't put what they're feeding their brain. وَلَا يَتَفَكَّرُ فِي مَعْقُولِهِ. It's all of our responsibility as a parents, as a father and a mother. قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِيكُمْ نَارًا. It's your responsibility. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring you responsible on the day of judgment. What did you do for your son? Shaykhana, what do we need? What can we do for the son? For our kids? Is there a hadith? Is there a teaching from the school of Ahlul-Bait alayhim salam under this verse? Yes, it is. When we read the Quran, when we get to chapter 66, verse 6, we read this verse. We go to tafsir, we see a tafsir of Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam. A person comes to Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam. How can we protect ourselves and our family from hellfire? Look, beautiful hadith by Imam. Imam says, how can we do it? What do we need to do? Imam says, تَأْمُرُهُمْ بِمَا أَمَرَ اللَّهُ بِهِ وَتَنْهَاهُمْ عَمَّا نَهَاهُمُ اللَّهُ عَنْهُ. Enjoin goods for them. Habibi, my son, salah. A boy at age 8, Imam al-Rida alayhi salam has stated, a boy at age 8, a father should start helping his son praying. It's not wajib for them until they reach the age of bulugh, 14 and a half or 15. But father says, Imam al-Rida says, a father should start teaching and encouraging his son to start praying from age 8. Habibi, can you come and stand next to me and pray together? he's going to be there praying if he has seen his father praying. That is the main point. Again, if he has seen. If he sees on a daily basis, dad comes home, Salat al-Maghrib and Isha, he stands in the middle of the house. If it's Saturday, Sunday, dad is not working, or it's day off, he stands in the middle of the house. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. He starts learning is the time of adhan, time of salah. And there is nothing wrong with a father stand in front and the mother behind. They do jama'ah. It is permissible. It is doable. You can, if your pronunciation is right, you can lead the prayer for your wife and daughters and sons to stand behind you. And you do salat al-jama'ah in the house anytime that you are in. One of my mentors had a very, very beautiful, very interesting concept. He said, my father, when we were young, he used to come. He would bring an apple, very sweet apple. He would make us smell the apple. While we're sleeping with the apple by our nose, we smell the apple, we get up. Habibi, my son, Salat al-Subh. One day he will not the same. Tomorrow, third day, fourth day, fifth day. You want to buy them a gift. I told you my own experience. Not out of arrogance and riya, na'udhu billah, but to show you it's doable. My oldest son, he will turn 12 day after tomorrow. 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I started with him. I kept talking about the importance of reading Dua al-Ahd in the morning. And if you read Dua al-Ahd 40 days after Salat al-Subh, you will see the Imam. Even if you die and the Imam has not reappeared, if you die, when Imam reappears, Malaika, they come to you. This is the hadith of Imam Sadiq. Malaika will come to you and they will tell you, here's your sword, here's your shield. If you want to come back alive and aid Imam Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman, because you read 40 days Salat al-Subh after Salat al-Subh, Dua al-Ahd, you are allowed to come. Allah has given you permission. So I kept talking, and we have a daily stories and daily talk with him. He's like, Dad, I want to do that. I really want to do Salat al-Subh while we're doing, let's do Dua al-Ahd. It was a time for me to buy him a phone. He has reached the age that he's mature. He's 5 or 6 years, mashallah to him, beyond his age. I'm about to buy him a phone. I said, let's wait. I didn't tell him. Baba, Salat al-Subh, wakes up, reading Salat al-Subh, Dua al-Ahd. Every day, every day. At the 40th day, we finished Dua al-Ahd. I told him, here's your iPhone 6. Will he forget Salah anymore? Will he forget Dua al-Ahd anymore? Every time he sees his phone, he remembers, Salat al-Subh got me to this place. Dua al-Ahd and Imam al-Zaman got me to this place. He didn't do it for Salah. Don't go from tomorrow. Okay, Father, I need this, $500-$600. I'll do. He didn't do it for it. I'll give it to him. We want to buy gifts. My son, you pray Salah on time, inshallah, Allah will bless you. 10 days, 15 days, reward them. For the age 8. تَأْمُرُهُمْ بِمَا أَمَرَ اللَّهِ. Enjoying what Allah has said, enjoying. وَتَنْهَاهُمْ عَمَّا نَهَاهُمُ اللَّهِ. In which way? With akhlaq, that we said the first night. Parents, a son came to me, he's not praying. Why? Because the father used to wake him up in the morning. Son, wake up, wake up. Do you think this person will do salah anymore? Akhlaq. That is the most important that we said the first night. It continues. فَأَنْ أَطَاعُوكَ. A lot of parents will say, well, Brother Sheikh, we'll enjoy always, we recommend, we tell them, can you do salah? We tell them about good deeds, about thawab, about majalis, about this, about that. But they don't listen. You have to continue. You have to continue. Amr bil Ma'ruf is not one-time thing. Let me give you an example. You buy a jar of an organic honey. You're about to open it. It doesn't open. Will you trash it? What will you do? You give it to someone. Can you open this one for me? You give it to someone else. Can you open? You will pass the jar around until someone opens the jar for you. Amr bil Ma'ruf didn't happen once, twice, 3 times. Get help from your wife, get help from the brother, get help from another brother, get help. Can we help my son start praying, start doing wajibat, avoiding muharramat? We have to try. فَأَنْ أَطَاعُوكَ كُنْتَ قَدْ وَقَيْتَهُمْ. If they obeyed you, you were able to protect them. قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Protect them. وَأَنْ عَصَوْكَ. But if they did not listen to you, inshallah, none of us, alhamdulillah, we have all of these kids, they obey their parents, they listen to their parents, they respect their parents. That's why they're sitting in the majlis quietly. May Allah bless them. Let's have loud salawat for them. وَأَنْ عَصَوْكَ. If they avoided you, if they rejected you, فَقَدْ قَدْ قَضَيْتَ مَا كَانَ عَلَيْكَ. You did what was on your responsibility. You fulfilled your responsibility. You have to keep saying, try different ways, reward, sometimes punishment. No, not punishment, take the belt as soon as you walk in, you start with the belt, chasing the kids. No, nice punishment. You bought them the games, sorry, you did haram, I trusted you. Right now, this will be with me, inshallah, until you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgiveness. In a couple of days, we'll see if we will give it back to you. That's a responsibility. Allah, Quran, that we read, and we read, it says this is what responsibility. If we just believe in Quran, again, in Ramadan, well, that's a different scenario. Another verse. Chapter 20, verse 132, Surah Taha. وَأْمُرْ أَهْلَكَ بِالصَّلَاةِ وَاصْطَبِرْ عَلَيْهَا. And enjoin prayers on your family and be patient in offering them. Be constant therein. You tell them salah one day, salah second day, salah third day. وَأْمُرْ. Enjoin salah. They have to see me praying salah. It's very, very bad for the parents to do prayers in their home, in their room and locked door. No, stand in front of them so they can see you praying. None of us, we don't pray, alhamdulillah, we all pray, but let the kids see. You have grandkids, let them see. Let the kids be around. My younger kids, Ali al-Hadi, 3 years old. He comes, he takes the turba, my turba, he puts the turba, but he's seeing us praying. It's been all recorded in his time. When it comes time of age 8, when I tell him salah, he knows salah, what it is. وَأْمُرْ. Enjoin أَهْلَكَ بِالصَّلَاةِ. أَهْلَكَ, your family, وَاسْطَبِرْ عَلَيْهَا. Be patient. Constantly. Salah, salah, salah. Buy him a book about salah. Send him a lecture for him to understand about salah. Take him to the sheikh. Can you teach him about salah? The importance of salah. Take him to the Sunday school so they can tell him about salah. One time, sheikh, I told him salah. One time he didn't listen. Forget about him. No. 2 more verses, one more verse. Chapter 52, verse 26, Surah At-Tur. It's about people of heaven. They're talking what has happened to us and why we got into heaven. It's a key to enter heaven. قالوا, people of heaven, they're saying, قالوا إنا كنا قبل في أهلنا مشفقين. Saying, aforetime, when we were with our families, we were ever anxious. Something that was in my mind. My kids, my kids, my kids, my kids, my kids. What can I do? Brand names clothes, mashallah. We buying the latest brand name clothes. But have we bought them the brand name books for them to read? There is a website called Yasin Publication. You order the book or Amazon, there's a lot of books. Yasin Publication, go see. They have a lot of books for sale in English. Buy it for them. If they haven't read, if they don't know the importance, they're not going to implement. They have to read. Every time we go overseas, 1 luggage or 2 luggages of ours is only books. Books for them to read. Lesson lectures. We were always anxious about our kids. I know of a family. They were in Virginia. They had boys. They traveled to Maryland. They moved to Maryland because there was an Islamic school. Full-time Islamic school. They moved to Maryland. It's like an hour away. 2-3 years that there was a problem within the school, they moved to Michigan. Father moved, the whole thing. They moved completely. 8 hours. They moved to Michigan. For 3 years they were there. The father couldn't find a job or there was some difficulties. They moved to Texas, which there was a full-time school. Brothers here, they want to do a full-time school. Let us support it. Well, I don't think people will pay. Well, I'll pay. I don't have a kids. I don't have kids here. Alhamdulillah, all of my kids graduated. I will pay for one individual's family who cannot provide the tuition. I'll pay their tuition. I have the money. Why not? Why not? We need full-time school. And inshallah, tomorrow night we'll talk about it also. He moved to 3 different states for them to have a full-time school, Muslim school. This family, this will apply. That, oh Allah, they will be, inshallah, we will see them in heaven. We were anxious. We did whatever it takes. Job, I sacrificed my job. Comfort of my community, I sacrificed. I sacrificed everything because of my kids, for them to be guided, because they will be sadaqatun jariyah, continuous charity. Rasulullah and Ahlul-Bait say, when you die, all of your deeds will stop except 3. One of them is, if you raised a good son, whatever that good son does for you, you'll get the thawab. You're resting at peace, thawab after thawab after thawab. Sadaqatun jariyah. This is a responsibility of a Mahdawi father and mother. And I know a lot of parents are facing difficulties with their kids. Well, you have to do something about it. This lifestyle is not working. We cannot only change them. I have to change myself for them to change. I saw one of the relatives. The kids are screaming. And she comes next to them. How many times I told you not to scream? Well, you're screaming yourself also. They would not learn not to scream. I have to change myself for the kids to be changed. I cannot change them. Starts from myself. That's why we started family, individual. Next becomes a family, a Mahdawi individual, and then Mahdawi family. Do we know what Imam wants from us? What characteristic Imam wants from us? Or we will become like people of Kufa and what they did to Muslim ibn Aqil. When the news of the martyrdom of Muslim ibn Aqil reached Imam Hussein alayhi salam, you know what Imam Hussein said? He said, وَقَدْ خَذَلَنَا شِيعَتُنَا. My Shia, our Shia humiliated us. Have we humiliated our Imam Sahib al-Asr wal-Zaman or not? وَقَدْ خَذَلَنَا شِيعَتُنَا. Our Shia, those who claim they are our Shia, they humiliated us. They humiliated Imam Hussein alayhi salam. How many times I have humiliated Imam Sahib al-Asr wal-Zaman with my own sins?